Blog Talk Radio.
Franchise pros, Stan the Man, Paul Segreto. Time to show you the way of franchising today. Hey, do you possess the spirit of an entrepreneur? Wanna lay your business plan down like a rug or a floor? Or maybe you have a dream of opening a chain of delis, or whatever passion lights that pilot light under your belly. Or do you want to start a business, fam, using the proven trademark from another brand? And grow together and expand like a rage of fire, from a single to a multi-unit empire. Well, pay attention to this podcast that you hear and streaming in HD, so fine-tune both of your ears. And Stan and Paul lays down the law. Whether you want to be a franchisee or a franchisor, it's all about sustainable growth, the sensible franchising, proven concepts, and smart enterprising. So use your left and right side of your brain and absorb this knowledge here, franchising today. Badlands, baby. Franchising today. Sustainable growth, the sensible franchising. Franchise today. Sustainable growth, the sensible franchising. Franchise today. Franchising today. Franchising today. Yeah.
Hello, everyone in the franchise world. My name is Paul Segreto, and this is Franchise Today. Today is October 10th, 2018, and I'm joined with my co-host, Stan Friedman, who's reporting live from the exhibit hall floor at the Franchise Leadership and Development Conference. Good, Stan. How are you today? Stan? Looks like we're having some technical difficulties with Stan. Let's see if we can bring him back in. Hey, Stan, how are you? Okay, it looks like Stan is having a little technical difficulties. Before we bring him back, we'll see if we can bring him back on. Franchise Today is brought to you by FRM Solutions, offering best-in-class CRM and document management software designed specifically for franchising. FRM empowers real-time business intelligence, communications, and collaboration between all members of the franchisor's team and prospective, as well as existing franchisees. This enables you to simply and seamlessly track, access, and manage all messages to and from prospective and existing franchisees, including text. Legal and compliance is simplified as well with FRM's document management, and even site visits can be digitally facilitated and scored with FRM. Make today the day you give FRM a look and assure that all of your candidate and franchisee correspondence, including text messages, are being permanently tracked and stored in candidate and franchisee records. FRM even provides state-of-the-art digital experiences for your prospective franchisees, replacing old-style virtual brochures. No long-term contracts, multiple upgrades each year at no additional cost, no solutions, on the web at frmsolutions.com. And speaking about FRM, I'd like to see if we can get Stan Friedman, my co-host, as well as CEO over at FRM Solutions, back on the line. Stan, how are you today?
Oh, it's a mess. You hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Can you hear me, Paul?
I could hear you before, but you couldn't hear me. Yes, can you hear me?
Hey, Paul, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Stan. Yes, Paul? I can.
There you are.
There you are. Are you there?
A bit of a train wreck here technologically today, Paul.
Not a problem. Are we still good to go live from the exhibit hall floor?
Well, that's where I'm at. Unfortunately, my laptop and the Wi-Fi are not cooperating, and I'm talking with you from my cell phone right now because I couldn't get the Skype connection that I anticipated, and I'm sitting here trying to still work through that while it was go live time.
Well, we went right away to talking about FRM Solutions being one of our proud sponsors. So I'm glad we've got you on the call. You know, it's 5 years ago, almost to the day. It was 5 years ago yesterday that I reported live from Franchise Leadership and Development Conference and had a similar problem, and they actually wound up in the hallway while staying stationary while having somebody else run around through the crowd as they were coming into the hall. It's not always easy at these different venues.
I should have solicited Jack Monson, who's kind of walking up to the table right now, and had him help me out because he's one of the podcast kings as well. Hey, Jack, we're live on Franchise Today with no technical help. We're on a cell phone.
We're on a cell phone. That's cool. Hey, Franchise Today. Hey, Paul, how are you?
The goal
Jack,
here today was to set up the mic and do a few interviews from the floor of the show. It was a great idea on paper, but
magic of radio.
Technology is great when it works. Anyway, it's been a great conference so far, Paul, and everybody's in a great mood. There's a terrific dinner last night, and we're in the exhibit hall right now where everyone is about to embark upon lunch here in the exhibit hall. Got a few people lined up to come by and say hello to us today, and while we wait for them, I just thought I'd tell you a little bit about the conference, and this is obviously my favorite conference of the year, and for not one but for two reasons. I'm sure you can guess which. You can guess one of them, maybe. Take a guess at why this is my favorite conference, Paul.
Well, it's because you don't have to travel.
Bingo. There's reason number one. And, of course, reason number two is that this is the Franchise Development Conference, the pinnacle of every year's events on the franchising calendar. There's nothing I enjoy more than this conference because it lasers in on the part of franchising that's been part of my career for almost 31 years. And so while all conferences are great, this takes a deep, deep, deep dive into all things relevant to generating leads, managing leads, to generating and managing the prospects through the process. And it's here where we hear every year from some of the best in the industry about the innovations that they're bringing to franchise development and how they're helping grow their brands using technologies like those that are offered by FRM to manage leads, but, more importantly, helping make changes in the lives of people who find their way into franchising as a way to own their businesses and thus own their lives.
So, Stan, I know the conference started yesterday, went through a lot of, panel discussions. Give us a little insight. Anything new, anything unusual, anything surprising as of yet?
No, not really, Paul. It's just a lot more of the same topics. The topic of conversation at this conference every year is very much the same. It's, how do we find higher quality people more efficiently and move them through the process of discovering about our respective brands and making decisions in favor of a franchise. That doesn't change. What does change, though, as we both know, is the way technology and the way marketing advances each year. And thus, new technologies and new ideas for facilitating franchise development change at the speed of light. You and I joke every week when we go live about how it's hard to believe a whole year's gone by and we feel this quickening. Well, there's a quickening going on as well in the world of marketing and technology that's forcing change upon people who think that they can still do things the way they used to do it and glean the same kind of results. We both know that just doesn't happen anymore.
No, definitely doesn't, and it looks like a very typical lineup of franchise superstars that were in the various panel discussions. I mean, and looking at the pre-conference franchisee CEO summit, and Tom Wood, Steve Romanello, Aziz Hashim, Ginger Hardage. I mean, those are some powerful names in franchising.
No doubt, and on the keynote side, Joe Theismann's no lightweight either, is he?
I would say not, at least. Well, maybe one time he was a lightweight when Lawrence Keller was chasing him down. But, no, he's definitely not a lightweight.
Hey, we got a guy walking up that's going to say hi to us right about now. We're having a little technical difficulty here, so we are on a phone instead of a mic. But say hello, Jonathan Benjamin, to Franchise Today.
Hello.
Hi, Jonathan. This is Paul Segreto. Good to speak with you. So what's one of your takeaways right away, off the bat, from the start? Yes.
So I've got an old franchise pro, and when I say old, I don't mean in age. I just mean somebody who has a storied career in franchise development, somebody who's got what most people in development don't have, but would do well to be, is a JD that follows their name. So this is JB, Jonathan Benjamin, whose career spans, 20 plus years in franchise development.
Including law, it'd be 28 years.
But he's a lawyer as well. So the nemesis of franchise development people are usually attorneys. This guy must hate himself. I don't know. Have you guys ever crossed paths? You involved?
Yeah, every now and then.
Yep.
So
hey, Stan,
anyway, JB is joining us here for just a few minutes. We have a real problem with headphones, Paul, so I'm not certain how well this is going to work out. I don't think he can hear you if you want to ask him a question.
Well, what I would like is maybe a takeaway so far from this conference.
The conference, look, I've been at this conference now, I want to say, going on my 9th or 10th year. And for me, there's always some good takeaways when it comes to new ideas, when it comes to the collaborative sharing of best practices and things like that. They're probably too numerous. I've been a speaker at some of these conferences as well. And for me, it's always just a great place and a great time to reconnect with colleagues and peers and just sort of take a pulse on what's going on in the industry and take some of these best practices and then apply them in the field going forward.
Excellent. Well, we appreciate you being with us today. Thanks for stopping by.
Anytime. Glad to be here. Thanks, Stan.
Hey, thank you, JB. So, Paul, hang with me a moment here. I'm going to try to see if I can secure some headphones. We are in the worst of possible scenarios here, winging it, Paul, which I usually enjoy very much, as you know, but not. Say a word or two, Paul. Let me see if I can hear you.
All right. We've got, Stan Friedman, our co-host, reporting live from the floor at the Franchise Leadership and Development Conference.
And I'm back at you, Paul. Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
So it's, like I said, I apologize to the audience. We've had our spat of technological problems through the weeks. Good idea that I had to try to do this on the floor of the show today. Seemed good on paper, but it's seemingly backfiring a bit as the technology and the Wi-Fi are not participating in our goal for the day. So I'm not sure that we can make it through this hour, Paul, or not, but and I don't know how bad this is sounding on your end. It's a very loud room.
Yeah, it's not really sounding too bad at all. I'd like to give a shout out, of course, to everybody at Franchise Update. I'm sure their 20th year in putting on the Franchise Leadership and Development Conference. I'm sure this is probably the pinnacle of the last 20 years. And it sounds like some good attendance. Stan, is there any type of vibe from anybody about anything different that maybe they want to take away from this event?
It'll be an easier thing for us to chat about next week than this week because so much of this conference is ahead of us. All the breakouts are really going to kick off today. The main session this morning was the first session, and here we are at lunch, so all the breakouts are going to be happening following lunch today, and I'm sure we can report more on that next week. And maybe even then have a guest or two that we can actually talk with and have them hear us.
Yeah, why don't you do this? Because, obviously this is going to be a little bit difficult to get through. Why don't you see if maybe you can corral, Paul Pickett next week He's the chairman of this year's event, or maybe somebody else from the board, similar to what we've done in the past.
Absolutely. Yep, Paul's in the room. In fact, Paul joined me for dinner last night. It was quite a fun event, and always good to be around Paul Pickett. Just as many people are walking by my table right now that I would love to say hello to and have you say hello to. We just can't hear you very well, Paul.
Right. Okay. So what we'll do is you go back to the event, bring us some good stuff for next week, see if you can secure a guest for next week, and I'll take it to close.
Sounds like a plan, man.
All right. Thank you, Stan.
Thank you,
and
Paul.
As we said earlier, you're welcome. As we said earlier, Stan was reporting live from the exhibit hall floor at the Franchise Leadership and Development Conference in Atlanta. And of course, as some of these venues they are not, or what they're not very favorable to Wi-Fi coverage. And obviously we're having some difficulty. I'd also like to remind our guest, Franchise Today is also brought to you by the Franchise Foundry, where they've been bringing emerging brands to market for more than 30 years. The Foundry fosters healthy, sustainable growth for their clients, the kind that comes from experience. The Franchise Foundry provides both coaching and consulting, a hybrid approach that delivers more effective solutions for both the franchisor's corporate team as well as for their franchisees. The Foundry team is rich in practical, hands-on experience and expertise with general business management, operational and change management, digital marketing, and, of course, franchise recruitment and development. Plus, the Foundry team can also assist you with creating roadmaps for potential mergers and acquisitions and provide you with the guidance needed to navigate them. Learn more about Franchise Foundry along with their expanding list of clients at www.franchisefoundry.com. I'd also like to remind our listeners of our new podcast, Franchising in You, which airs Saturday mornings at 9:30 Eastern Time, right here on Blog Talk Radio. That's blogtalkradio.com/franchisinginu. And this week we have none other than a very, very seasoned franchise executive, Nick Neonakis, serial entrepreneur and author. And we'll be talking about his book, The Franchise NBA. That's Saturday morning at 9:30 Eastern Time, and Nick will be my guest. Yeah, I'd like to, before we end this abbreviated version of Franchise Today, again, I'd like to shout out to Franchise Update Media Group. What a great event this has always been. It really is hard for me not to be there this year as they're celebrating the 20th anniversary. If you're not there, you're missing out as well. Join us next week. Stan Friedman, my co-host, is going to try to bring somebody from the Leadership and Development board onto the show. Hopefully we can get, Paul Pickett or somebody else from the show. So until next week, my name is Paul Segreto, wishing you the best, the very best in this great thing called franchising. And Franchise Today on this abbreviated version is out.
Franchise Pros, Stan the Man, Paul Segreto. Time to show you the way of franchising today. Hey, do you possess the spirit of an entrepreneur? Or lay your business plan down like a rug or a floor? Or maybe you have a dream of opening a chain of delis, or whatever passion lights that pilot light under your belly. Or do you want to start a business, fam, using the proven trademark from another brand? And grow together and expand like a rage of fire, from a single to a multi-unit empire. Well, pay attention to this podcast that you hear and streaming in HD, so fine-tune both of your ears. And Stan and Paul lays down the law. Whether you want to be a franchisee or a franchisor, it's all about sustainable growth, the sensible franchising, proven concepts, and smart enterprising. So use your left and right side of your brain and absorb this knowledge here, franchising today. Badlands, baby. Franchising today. Sustainable growth, through sensible franchising. Franchise today. Sustainable growth through sensible franchising. Franchise today. Franchising today. Franchising today.
When it's PCS time, you know the drill. Pack, research the new base, get the kids in school, because family supports family. At American Public University, we support military families with flexible, affordable online education that moves with you. As a military spouse, your tuition rate is the same as your partner's, just $250 per credit hour. American Public University, education that moves with you. Learn more at apu.apus.edu/military.